A pleasant morning to all of us. Before I start, I would like to introduce myself. I am Nonilan Karag, ABM student from Habang Dahilig Senior High School, your kitchen head in ACS company. My presentation will be Chapter 6, Leading, Lesson 6. My topic is all about Filipino and foreign cultures and organizations. Before I start for my discussion, I would like to ask a question to all of you. My question is, how come Filipino and foreign cultures influence on organizations? Filipino and foreign cultures in organization exert big influence on how managers do their function and how their subordinates respond to rules and regulation and leadership styles. But before that, we need to find the definition of culture and organizational culture. Culture is a set of beliefs and values about how community should act and do things. Organizational culture is a set of shared values and norms, standard for behavior and expectation that influence the interaction of organizational members in order to achieve their set mission, vision, goals, and objectives. Shared values and belief practices of Filipino. Different people from around the world have their own set of values or beliefs that they share and consider significant as a group or a community. And there are three Filipino values. The first one is social acceptance. It's a desire of Filipino to be accepted and treated well by others in accordance with his or her status, for what he or she is and for what he or she accomplishes. Economic security: one must have financial stability and he or she must be able to stand his or her own feet. Social mobility: desire to move up social ladder, higher economic level, position, higher job position, position of respect in family or community where he or she belongs. Three Filipino beliefs and practices. First is Manana habit. Manana habit pertains to the belief that is Manyan habit pertains to the belief that it's alright to postpone work or finish tasks to the other day. Ningas Kugon. It is a Filipino practice that refers to the initial show of enthusiasm over a project during its beginning and the running of interest. Filipino time. It pertains to the common Filipino practice wherein arriving 15 to 13 minutes late to work or meeting with associates and friends is considered acceptable. And there are four foreign cultures dimension. As earlier mentioned in Chapter 2, according to the countries, culture impacts on the behavior of both administrators. Knowing their beliefs and values and their cultural dimension will make it easier for administrators to manage subordinates and for to subordinates know the management styles of their superiors. There are some examples cited by Kreitner and Kinnicky 2013 are following cultural dimensions, and first is gender egalitarianism. Gender egalitarianism is amount of effort which must be put to minimizing gender discrimination and role inequalities. The higher gender egalitarianism are Hungary, Poland, Slovenia, Denmark, and Sweden, and the lowest are in South Korea, Egypt, Morocco, India, and China. Assertiveness refers to how confrontational and dominant individuals should be in social relationships. The highest assertiveness are in Germany, Austria, Greece, US, and Spain, and the lowest are in Sweden, New Zealand, Switzerland, Japan, and Kuwait. Performance orientation refers to how much individual should be rewarded for improvement and excellence. The highest performance orientation are in Singapore, Hong Kong, New Zealand, Taiwan, and US. And the lowest performance orientation are in Russia, Argentina, Greece, Venezuela, and Italy. Human orientation refers to how much society people should encourage and reward people for being kind, fair, friendly, and generous. The highest human orientation are in the Philippines, Ireland, Malaysia, Egypt, and Indonesia. And the lower human orientation are in Germany, Spain, France, Singapore, and Brazil. And the next is the cultural relativism and ethnocentrism. Cultural relativism is different interpretation of the same or similar or behavior by members of different cultures. The cultural relativism is different cultures have different moral code. Often it is used as a key to understanding. Ethnocentrism, belief that one's own way of life or culture is superior to others. And the ethnocentrism is the evaluation of other culture according to preconceptions originating in the standards and customs of own culture. That's all, and thank you for listening.